What's up, everyone? Alex Boylan here, co-founder of Dream Jobbing. I'm so excited to have this legend with us for 5 questions with Mark Steines, everyone. Entertainment Tonight host of Home and Family, 3-time Emmy Award winner. Thank you for being here.
You're cutting into my 15 minutes. You know that, right? So we're down to 14 minutes.
Sorry.
Okay?
I'll start.
If you hear it barking, by the way, that's my wife's dog barking upstairs.
Okay,
Wants
yeah.
to be in this as well.
It happens. So thank you for being here and diving into how you got to where you got to in your career.
Sure.
So I guess the first question is, where was you grew up in Iowa?
Iowa, Dubuque, Iowa, yeah.
Where was your passion for being, I want to be a journalist and a TV host?
Gosh, I don't, the passion was, it's weird because you look back on it and you kind of go, were those the early signs? But I remember as a kid, I loved playing records. I played DJ. Don't know why, that was just one of those things. Now, does that mean that that's what I wanted to do? I have no idea, I just loved music. But it ended up kind of going down this road where I found myself attracted to photography. And when I got to college, they did away with the film classes and they brought in videotape. So I thought, videotape. So I went into the videotape area, which then sort of naturally led to internships at the local TV station. And it was there that actually 2 people, I'm still a guy who prefers to be behind the scenes, but there were 2 people, Liz Mathis and Ron Steele, the 2 main anchors there. I had other people that influenced me, but they're my 2 mentors who kept saying, no, you go in the front, I'll film. I'm like, no, I'm back here, I'm good.
Really?
They saw something in me I didn't see in myself. And when that happened, it took a lot out of me to stand in front of that camera and begin, but that was the early process. And I used to, by the way, just fun story, I would wait till the news was over with and everybody was out of the news station except the main guy in the engineering. And I would take a mannequin, set it in the chair, in the sports chair. I would sit there, put on my suit and tie, roll the camera over, set it up, lock it down, do the whole thing, take the mannequin, throw it out, sit there, put the microphone on, and practice. And he would record it and I would critique myself.
So was it at that moment where you were like, you know what, I want to do this for the rest of my life? I can make a career out of this?
Yeah, it was really like, I gotta try this. I mean, when people see something, people you admire, respect so much, see something in you, you want to listen to that. Because I had a whole bunch of garbage in front of me, like insecurities, I'm not good enough, I'll never do this. I really had no mentoring. My parents were farmers who worked at John Deere. There was nobody in my life that really I could look up to personally and connect to. So these were 2 individuals that I grew up watching on television, and when they said, you got something, I had to believe them. And one piece of advice they gave me when I left and made my first jump into my first real job in Springfield, Missouri was, stay who you are, because the person who you are right now, that down-to-earth Iowa kid, good morals, values, ethics, got your compass pointing in the right direction, is what's going to keep you on the path. And it's hard because, as you know, you get into this crazy business in this town and it wants to push and pull and steer you in other directions, and I just hung on tight to those morals that I had for so long. So that's kind of, be true to yourself.
Yeah, it was such great advice. A question, it's interesting because you're born and raised in Iowa, right? And then you were with a lot of small media stations, right, growing up. Was there a couple moves, or what took it from there to all of a sudden, I am the host of Entertainment Tonight?
This is the advice I got. So they go, look, you can get to wherever you want to go back then in 5 moves. Plan your career in 5 moves. You may start in Waterloo, Iowa, then jump to Springfield, Missouri. Then you may go to Little Rock, Arkansas. Then you're up to Dallas or Denver, and then LA. I went a different route. I went from Waterloo, Iowa, behind the scenes, to on camera in Springfield, Missouri, to LA. I did an 80 market jump, and I soiled myself when that happened. I drove into this town, everything, even the plants were different. I could not believe that I was here doing what I was doing. The turnkey thing for me was this, and this is what I will let everybody know, is you have to know what makes you special. What helps you stand out? Remember, back then, there were no reality TV shows. That launched so many careers for people. Bachelors, bachelorettes, all that stuff. We talked about Jeff.
Big Brother, Jeff Schroeder.
Yeah, Big Brother. Mine was a fluke story that Entertainment Tonight ran on me because I looked like Tom Cruise. And I was at the 1988 Republican National Convention.
Really?
And people thought I was him. No kidding. I have had this my whole life, ever since The Outsiders. But in Dubuque, Iowa, people are like, well, we know you're not Tom Cruise, but you kind of look like him. But when I got into that environment, people made the leap. So I was asked to flip bottles from cocktail. I was asked what it was like to fly fighter jets by congressmen who actually did. And the thing is, know that I lied. I'm sorry, Congressman, that I lied to. And I've signed Tom Cruise's name on a few napkins back in the day. But it was because of that sort of hook got me 3 job offers.
Wow.
It was in Springfield, Missouri is the one I took, Bakersfield, and then in Charleston, South Carolina. All came calling after that aired.
Wow. Fascinating. So, especially for our younger students, I'm going off topic of what we talked. I said I was going to ask you, but when should a younger person, someone is in Iowa or someone's out there, making that decision to come to LA? What's your advice on that? Because we get it a lot. People say, I need to be in LA or in New York, but you got to start somewhere. Got to go through that journey, and then I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. It's a tough question, right? Sorry.
Well, it is and it isn't, because today we are so connected. See, back then it was different. It was broadcast. Now people can become famous in Austin, Texas, if they're on the right platform. If they are sitting in their really cool booth and they're vlogging and they're doing something that's really amazing, the internet makes it. It doesn't mean LA is the place. Now, if you're trying to host a show, New York or LA is where a lot of people are. You're going to get guests and things like that. But if you're doing something real, look at the Pioneer Woman. I mean, she's an amazing cook, chef, woman that has her own thing going on, and she lives out on a farm in the middle of nowhere. But it just depends on what you're after. Don't come to LA to just throw your money away and hope you're going to have a dream come true, because that's just not the way it's going to be. And let me say this: a word, everybody's like, I got to get an agent. How do I get an agent? An agent will find you when you just do your thing, because in my opinion, agents will find somebody who they can go, I can make money off of that person. But if you're just sitting back waiting for an agent to discover you, ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm going to say it, but like literally, I mean, I've been repped by big agencies and had, nothing like your career, but whether it was production or some of the hosting stuff I used to do. And I always said like 99.9% of the projects I was able to do, I created myself.
Same here. Yeah. Same here. I host the Rose Parade now, the biggest event ever on the largest platform ever, KTLA. That opportunity came to me while I was hosting Home and Family in a commercial break.
Really?
And Don Corsini called, my phone rang, and I looked up and I go, he's the general manager. And I'm like, Corsini, why is he? Hey, Don, what's going on? Steines, what are you doing? I go, well, kind of tired. What's going on? Hey, I want to chat a minute about something. I go, well, you got about 90 seconds. What's up? I'm in a commercial. He goes, oh, well, I'll get to the point. Do you want to host the Rose Parade? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Can I call you back? They're going 3, 2.
That's awesome.
That's how that happened.
Yeah.
That is how that happened. Nobody was out campaigning, doing things. It's just your body of work represents, and you are always, whatever you post, whatever you write stays out there. Whatever you share on social media, you are creating a platform, a profile of who you are. Don't ever, I just had that conversation. Look at Kevin Hart, we just had with him at the Oscars. Our Heisman Trophy winner from Oklahoma tweeted out some stuff when he was 14, 15 years old, came back to bite him.
Yeah, it's the stuff sticks, for sure.
So always keep that in mind if you want to be a host.
Yeah, that's awesome advice. So final question, this is coming from a student he's a freshman at Broward College in Florida. He was with the Jags for America, Jobs for Florida's graduates program. And his question is, how do you make it through when you're having a bad day? When everything's going wrong, how do you keep going?
Oh my gosh. Boy, I've had many of those. Well, you always have to know that there's a tomorrow. The sun will come out tomorrow. This is why I don't have a job on Broadway tomorrow. Another thing, I'm going to go back to a reference. I had gone through Groundlings Improv School, which is like Second City for people who don't know that. And I also studied a Meisner School for 5 years, which was acting, alongside of doing the other things once I got to LA. And my acting teacher once said this. He said, sit back, watch your life as if it's a movie. And you're the star of that movie. So now you're sitting there and you're watching the star, and that star gets knocked down. What do you want him to do? Do you want him to feel sorry for himself? Do you want him to just sit there and cry? Or do you want him to get up and go, pull your boots up and keep on going? And that's the thought that comes to my mind. Whatever knocks me down is not failure. It's just, it's a learning waiting to be discovered. Something happened that I didn't anticipate. So I don't see it as a failure. I see it as an opportunity to learn something.
That's awesome. Awesome advice. 5 questions. Mark Steines, thank you for doing
Where do I
this,
send
man.
the invoice to?
Dream jobbing.
Dream jobbing. Okay,
Dream jobbing to
perfect.
Lisa. Send
So
to Lisa.
don't ever give your stuff away from free, ever. Just charge. Thank you.
Thank you for doing this, man. I appreciate
Absolutely.
it.
Good luck, everybody.
All right. Dude, that was awesome.
Good.